weather has certainly taken a turn. It's been so cold. It's been -6 the last few days, and we haven't had any extra snow because we're close to the coast. But then I just looked out the window and look at it just now. Oh my word, if that doesn't stop, that's going to be pretty mental pretty soon. It does look very pretty when you're inside. You've got the stove on in the kitchen, not lovely and cosy. So I'm just going to stay warm and hope that the dog doesn't want to go out too much in that. Oh, it's horrible. But it is beautiful. Wow. It's been snowing for about an hour. It's gone off a little bit just now, so I'm going to go and try and shovel some of this and get some more coal at the coal bunker. But it's still sort of snowing, but not too bad. How amazing is this? So 13th of December 2022, and it's proper soft snow as well. You know, like one snow that you can make snowmen with. I'm wearing Stu's snow boots and Stu's old ski jacket because when I'm doing the coal, I always get really messy. But how wonderful does that look? It looks so Christmassy. Yeah, that's still the lavender plant that I didn't get planted, and then it got frozen in the bucket in here. So yeah, it's probably a goner. Just one of those jobs. This ivy fell half down with the storms back in November, well, end of October, November, and it sort of flopped right over half, so I had to cut it there. But it does mean that it won't damage the greenhouse. But look how beautiful it looks. Get some logs. I've popped the stove on already, so it's keeping the kitchen nice and warm. But how beautiful does this look? Even just the snow and the trees. Oh, it reminds me so much of Lapland, and yet we're in Scotland. I just love it. Look how Christmassy. It's not just like a normal snowfall. It's like proper Christmas, like how you paint a Christmas card, or how you draw a drawing, or how you imagine Christmas. It's just this soft, delicate snow sitting on all the branches. It's just lovely. Right, go load up my basket with some bits of log and some kindling, and then we'll be stocked up for the rest of the day.
It's an early December morning, no one but we are.
I love the sound under your feet of freshly fallen snow, that crunch. Oh, I just love it. I'm feeling festive now. I must admit, it's the 13th of December and I haven't been feeling very festive. We've got the tree up and we've had the fire on, we've been watching Christmas movies. But now I'm feeling festive. Now I'm feeling really festive. I'm going to get all my Christmas songs on. Yeah, I'm ready for it to be Christmas now. Yay, it's less than 2 weeks, so it's just quite scary. I need to wrap all my presents. Now it's time to fill up the coal scuttles. This nice long one's great for the stove because it gets into the back, and this lovely brass one's gorgeous for the lounge. So I'm going to go fill them up with coal and then get inside and stay cosy. That's the plan. Anyway.
We look out the window as it's starting to snow.
Is there anything more magical than a black dog in the snow? You are just a cutie! Hello! Good girl! Or a black dog running through a forest or a trees of wood. I just love it. You look so cute, Davy. You do? Okay, she's in a poo now. I'll stop.
And I realize as you hand me the coffee cup.
This for dinner tonight, it is from mysugarfreekitchen.com. I am amending it slightly. I'm adding in, let me take you over. I'm adding in some leeks, some broccolis and some cherry tomatoes because I know that they are good combinations to go with a red Thai curry, although it says coconut lime salmon, but I'm just amending it slightly. Salmon's already cooked and I've just flaked it there ready, and I've got all the other bits and bobs to add to it, but I'm just amending it to add in these sort of things into it. Barkley absolutely loves when we have cherry tomatoes in our coconut red Thai curry. So this is supposed to be a bit milder, it's more of a lemon curry, but looking forward to trying this tonight, and I'm going to cook some noodles to go with it. But I've just chopped up some leek and some broccoli and tomatoes, and then there's some garlic, ginger, what's in ages. So there's, I've got the salmon, I've done some garlic, ginger, red Thai curry paste, I've got honey, soy sauce, peanut oil, chopped up some basil and coconut milk, and then the juice and zest of a lime. So it's quite straightforward and quite simple, but then I'm also adding in this as an extra, which I'm going to put to the side, and then follow the recipe as per usual, and then add this back in. So it just adds a little bit more. I like to amend recipes. Hopefully I don't ruin it. That's the only problem. Fingers crossed it tastes good. Oh my word. This is so tasty. If you've got a child, like we've got one child who likes things spicier and the other child that doesn't, this is so, Evie's ready for her dinner too. And just a second, then this is perfect for you. It's kind of like a lime coconut soup. And it does say you can have it as a soup. But oh my word, it's so tasty. I've had so many spoonfuls of it. That's just me adding back in all the other things to warm up now. And then I don't have rice, so I'm serving it with noodles. I like it with rice just because that's how I always like it. But I think this is going to be really tasty as a soup. Evie, I know you're ready for your food, but quiet, please. How tasty does that look? And then the sort of nut oils on the top. Oh my word, this is like my new favourite. I've put a total, I've written down, I always write down on a recipe if it's been good, and I've written already that it's tasty before I've even given it to the children, because I know fine, they're going to love this. So just going to leave that to warm up, and then we'll wait for Di to come home, and then we'll sit down and have our dinner together. Already. So we're fighting colds in this house at the moment. So I've never been so grateful to Grandma for stewing some of her rhubarb and apples in the summertime. Because now I've heated it up, and sorry, it's been in the freezer. I've defrosted it. I've now heated it up. I'm spooning it over some ice cream, and then I've got some cookies that I need to use up. So I've broken them up and put them on the top. And then hopefully the ice cream will help the sore throats, and this will be a good boost of vitamin C that will hopefully knock these bugs out of the park. Fingers crossed. So, and it tastes so good. It tastes so good. Thank you, Grandma. It just shows, I wish I'd done more of this now. I wish I'd frozen lots of these for making crumbles and stuff during Christmas over the winter months. But oh, this is going to be delicious. The snow is beautiful. We're going to have some lunch. The sun is shining. It's a snow day at school, so we're going to go outside and build a snowman. But we're going to have some lunch first. We've been playing Monopoly this morning. Children have got some snow day activities like sledging and doing different snowballs and weighing them and see how far they go, and maths quiz things to do with the snow. So that is so kind of the school. So we'll do some of them outside as well. But the children are still fighting cold, so we won't stay out too long and come in and get cosy in front of the fire. Adorable. Yes, you are. Just adorable. Look at the shine on that coat. Raw feeding doing what it's supposed to do. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Do what it's supposed to do. Good girl. Good girl. Good job. Good job. The joys of childhood and exploring the snow. Already done a couple of snow angels there. So much fun. Can Evie, can you see them? Can you see them? Would you like to go join them? Let's go out and join them. Having so much fun in the snow. Oh, I just love it. It makes my heart so full. It's everything I ever dreamed of. We're about to go out, Evie, aren't we? Yes, we are. We're about to go out. Just makes my heart so full. I think I've been saying that so much over the last couple of months, but I really feel it. I think I'm just feeling so appreciative of being 40 and just of everything. Just love it.
Hold up, I am on my way. I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time.
So we just noticed there's a bird of prey in the trees. We're just waiting for it to fly off. But it's just obviously looking at the beautiful sunset. It is getting a little bit wet now rather than the snow we've had. The snow's off the trees now. It's all been dripping down over the day with the sun shining on it. So the trees are pretty much bare, but there's still a lot of snow on the ground. It's supposed to get cold about 4 o'clock, so it might turn to ice. Come on then, go fly off. How cool is that?
Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. And I can promise Santa's coming to visit. No, he wouldn't miss this in Christmas times. Oh, and the sunset, it is just getting better on a blanket with the skyline painted in blue. Ooh.
Good morning, I'm brushing as always. I am wearing a lovely wearing my black dress with this jumper, and then I put the belt round just to make it a little bit more tied in because this is quite a baggy jumper. And I'm just about to head off to have brunch with two very good friends, and we're doing a present exchange. So I haven't shown you my wrapping this year because it's kind of the same every year. I either use twigs from the Christmas tree, or in this case I've just used a pheasant feather. This is what the children gave to all of the staff at the school. We're fortunate they've got a small staff, so we can give to each member, so that the janitor, the cook, the cleaner, as well as the teachers. So we're very fortunate in that sense. And it's just chutney that the children made. And then it just says, just add cheese. And then the ingredients are on the other side. And then I've just put a pheasant feather through like that. Very simple, and a little bow. Very simple and very easy to do. These are from that tiger shop. Can't remember what that full name is, but it's got a T. And they're very reasonable. So that's what we did. We forgot to write just add cheese on the teacher's gifts, but the children wrote all their names and everything. It's really cute with the children's writing. So that is kind of how I do my presents. It's old school bottle wrapping, and it's so simple and so easy, but yet so effective. And then I've just tied it on a little ribbon round the side, and then the tag on. That is really, I don't know if there's anything different. I've done something different for this one. For a men's one, I've just put a little pheasant feather. Did I say pheasant feather for that one? I meant peacock feather. You knew what I meant. And then there's a little pheasant feather on there, and then the Christmas label on the side. So I'm just going to head off to go and pick up one of the ladies, and then we're going round for bacon rolls and some Christmas cheer. It's just going to be lovely. I can't wait to catch up with them. We got a bit of a surprise this morning. We have an elf called Twinkle, and he took his girlfriend back from the North Pole. So it was absolute hilarity this morning, the fact that we've got two elves, a boy and a girl. So the children were just delighted. It was a great start to the last week of school, because this is Monday. We've got the school show tonight, and then again tomorrow afternoon. And it's also my mum's birthday tomorrow, so we're going to go and have a little brunch, or a little celebration, and then cake after school. Anyway, I better run because I am so late. I was supposed to pick up, 2 minutes ago I was supposed to be there. I better go. Bye.
Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter.
beetles. See that little black thing that's swimming? It's going to swim, that little black thing there that's right in the centre. I think that's what she's sniffing at. But there's nothing more scary. Pitch black. Pitch black. Then your dog jumping at something that you can't see. You're scaring me, Evie girl. Are we ready to go back inside? She's just lying here. Not moving as if something's going to jump out of the water because we're flooded again with all the rains. This torch actually goes quite far. It's just the head torch, not the wide beam one. Ready to go back inside? Get cosy by the fire. That sounds like a good idea. Okay, she's wagging her tail, which makes me think play. Oh, what just jumped there? What was that? What was that? Oh my word, what was that? Evie girl, what was that? What is it? What is it, Evie girl? She's still wagging her tail. I can't see it. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
So ladies and gentlemen, I'm very grateful for you being the 16th warrior this afternoon. Help me big for your Glasgow Warriors. Let's get on your feet. Let's give them the biggest round we can as they're ready to go out in the next few minutes. Let's get on the over here.
Good afternoon and Happy New Year! This is the first time I've done proper vlogging. You saw clips from the rugby. We went down to the rugby on the first weekend after New Year. It was actually the Sunday before the children went back to school for one day, and then there was strike action yesterday, so the children were off yesterday. It was lovely actually yesterday because it was a horrible day. So we just stayed inside and it was just lovely having another break after having a break. We were ill over the festive season, so I didn't do very much vlogging or filming. It was very quiet. We only hosted two sets of people over the whole festive season, so it was quite chilled and quite relaxed, which was lovely, because we needed it, because we were not well. The children were ill along with Grandma on Christmas Day, and then Steve and I got ill after that for New Year. So it was nice to be at home for New Year. We were supposed to be at our local village hall, but we couldn't go. We were really just not feeling well at all. So with that in mind, I'm starting off the new year using a recipe that I've used before from Lydia Millen, which is a ginger and lemon tonic. And I'm going to start off every morning with it. So I'm going to go and do it. It's really simple. It's like so simple and there's very little faff to do. So I'm going to set it up now. I've got the bottle ready. You basically grate 100 grams of ginger, and you don't have to worry about faffing and scraping because you're going to sieve it later. So I'm going to zero this and find out what 100 grams is. This is what I bought yesterday, so I'm hoping that it's over 100 grams. It is a little bit over, so we'll just take a little bit off. There we go. So I'm going to grate that, keep this for my other recipes, and I'm going to grate that into the pan, and then you literally just bring it to the boil, 500 mils of water, bring it to the boil, and once it's boiling you turn it off and you leave it to seep for 45 minutes. And then after it's been seeping, you add juice of 3 lemons and then sieve the mixture, which I'm going to do, into this bowl, and then pour it into my bottle to keep in the fridge. And I like to do it as a little shot because I quite like the spiciness of ginger. I love lemon, so I can eat lemons just as they are, and I love doing that. I've done that since I was a little girl. you know, like lemons you got in your Coca-Colas and things like that. I used to eat them. So I've loved doing that. So I can take it just as a shot and I quite enjoy it. But you can add hot water to it and make it like a long warm drink in the morning before you've had anything to eat on an empty stomach, and it definitely has lots of health benefits for digestion. For me, that's that and also the vitamin C in the lemon. But yeah, there's lots more. You can find it online. There's loads to tell you why it's really good for you to do. But I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to prep homemade burgers for dinner because Grace requested some homemade burgers. So I'm going to do that and then save some of the meat for meatballs in the freezer for another time. So I'm going to get on with this. I'll pop you in a time lapse while I do the grating, and then I'll get this on to boil, and then I'll see you back here when I'm doing the prep for the burgers. Actually, I'm not going to pop you in a time lapse. I wanted to tell you about the rugby. Yeah, I'm not going to pop you in a time lapse. I want to tell you about the rugby. So we were very fortunate that the children in P6 and 7, Bartley's in P6, were invited down to play rugby before the Glasgow Warriors game. And then they also did the Guard of Honour, for which you'll have seen in the videos just past, for the team coming out. And it was so good. The game was brilliant. They won it in the last little while of the game. And then afterwards, the first time they've done this, and it was really good, was that they got to go out onto the pitch after the game, and the players signed, they got flags from like Glasgow Warrior flags to wave during the game, and the players signed them. I took a Sharpie because I knew it was going to be happening, but some of the players had Sharpies, which was good, and they signed the children's flags, which was really nice. So it was a long day. We drove down with the Tesla and made it all the way there on the full charge, which was really good to know. And we still had, I think, 31% left when we got there. So that was really good. We filled it you fill it normally just to a normal level, and then just on a daily basis. And then there's an extra little bit that you can fill for trip. It's called trip, and you can fill that for the full battery. And then that allows you to go further, obviously. You get 340 miles or something. Maybe a bit more than that when you do it full. Obviously you don't get the full amount because you're using the radio, you're using your lights, you're using your heated seats, your heated cinema, all those things use power, so you don't get the full miles unless you turned all of that off, which would be a very unpleasurable drive. But as you can hear, I'm still really choked up after being ill, and I just have had no energy. It's taken me ages to get back to feeling normal, and I still don't feel like I've got my full normal energy back, so I'm determined to get back to normal. So this, I'm hoping, will just kickstart that. It's been a while since I did this. I think it was probably last year since I did it last. When I say last year, I mean the year before, when it was coming into winter season. But I really enjoy the taste of it, so it's a good thing to do, which is good. Yeah, New Year was really quiet. As I say, we had a catch up with some of our friends, which was lovely. But this year I just didn't get into the festive season the same as I usually do. There's not any of we did the teachers gifts and things, and I showed you, sorry, dishwasher's on. It's always on when I'm doing vlogs in the kitchen. I think it's because I clear all the areas and everything's in the dishwasher. But what was I saying? Yeah, I didn't have the same build up. Like, looking back at my vlogs from last year, I'd done like decorations on the top of here, and I'd done the stair, and I just was full of life and full of buzz. And this year, I think because we'd been ill before Christmas as well, children had been ill during the days that the schools were closed for snow days. The children were actually ill then, so I just think we'd kind of just had like illnesses, which we never usually do. I think it's just the children getting back to having exposure to bugs and stuff, I suppose. But anyway, we are all feeling better, other than still having the sinus and my ear, like this half of my head. And Grace is the same, so Grace won't like this though. Bartley would, but Grace wouldn't like this. I can try her with it, but I doubt it. But yeah, I just want to try and get back to feeling a bit better and a bit more normal, which would be good. Anyway, so I'm just making this up. And then I'll get on to meatballs, and I found a recipe online which I haven't made before, which has got some spring onions and carrots in it, so I'm going to try that. It's called healthy burgers. So that is tonight's dinner, which will be really good. Anyway, I will go and pop this on the stove, and then I'll speak to you when I'm starting prepping the other stuff. So we have got, how long? 17 minutes left on the ginger that's steeping in that pan. I've got to get the juice out of, I decided to do 1.5, by the way. So once I'd done the 100 grams of ginger grated, I was like, oh, I've still got 50 grams here. I'll just do 1.5. So I've done 1.5. So it's in there. I've got to do the lemon juice once I finish doing the burger pick. So the burgers I'm using is a recipe. It's called Healthy Burgers from BBC Good Food. That's it there. I'll link it down below, so don't worry. And it's by Angela Nilsson. So for the actual burgers, I'm doing double because I never see the point in chopping or grating in this case half the amount of ingredients when you can do double and freeze it. So I've got 800 grams of beef in there, lean mince. I have got 4 garlic cloves. So the main, let me start again. I've doubled it, but the recipe is 400 grams of mince, 5 spring onions, 140 grams of finely grated carrot, obviously mine's double, 2 garlic cloves, obviously mine's double, 1 medium egg, and that's it. So beef, spring onions, carrot, garlic cloves, and an egg to bind it. There's no breadcrumbs in it. You could add breadcrumbs if you want to eke it out a little bit more. My mum actually uses butter biscuits. Not the healthiest of options, but tastes really good. So I'm using these little dishes. These came from our melted cheese from the holidays. So it's like little dishes. These ones are from Marks and Spencer's. The other ones I had were from Aldi, and obviously a fraction of the cost. And I get to keep the ramekins, sort of, I think they look really nice, like tapas things, and they can go in the freezer, the oven, or the microwave. So fantastic. It says reuse me in the bottom, which is just wonderful. I think they're both the same. So I've got a mixture of Aldi and Lidl, but I think Aldi and Marks and Spencer's, but I think they look the same. So I'm using them as my little dishes. I'm also using this little contraption, which I got from Mum. It's been well used. You can see there's a crack down the side, but it's a little a little chopper. And you just pop your onions, or whatever, I've done the garlic already in here, into here, and it just saves you so much time, especially if, like me, you don't have a food processor. Then this just saves you a lot of time. I don't know if I put too much in there. We'll give it a go and see, and I can always take some out. But you just put the lid on top like this, and then it feeds down to the blade, and it's attached to this little string. I think I've shown you this before. And you just put your hand on top and just go like this. It doesn't require very much effort. Let's see how finely chopped that is. And I mean, that wasn't very many pulls. I might do a couple more just to make sure it's definitely fine enough for the burgers. That's pretty good, isn't it? That wee shake. Getting the big bits out. And then that all goes in together. I think you just add everything in. Let me just check what it says to do, but I'm pretty sure you just add everything in. Mince in a bowl with the spring onions, carrot, garlic. Oh, there's mustard, tarragon. There's mustard as well. Ooh. There's no mustard in the recipe. But I did read Dijon mustard. So it's missing Dijon mustard in the recipe. I did read that when I was looking for the ingredients. Beef, onions, carrots, split with this. So unless it's missing that section. Let me check online. And then basically I think you just add everything in. Mix well with a fork, season with salt and pepper, and then divide the mixture into 4. But I'm obviously doing double. So, and you flatten them into the size of your buns, and then chill for 30 minutes. And or it can be made this day ahead, and with greaseproof paper in between to stop them sticking. And that's it. So I am going to go check about the Dijon mustard. Okay, so that is something I need to check for all the other recipes I print out. Because of this little advert here on the paper, it missed out 2 of the ingredients. So luckily I'd read it before, so I do have these. I couldn't get fresh tarragon, so I've got dried tarragon there. So you need 1 tablespoon of that and 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. I'm obviously doubling the recipe. So I'm going to go and add that into here, into this bowl. And then, so it says, first of all, to add So add your spring onions, which I'll add in now. Grated carrot, garlic, mustard, tarragon and egg. So basically you add in all your ingredients and then blend them mush them together with a fork. I'm going to use my hands because they're nice and clean. And then make up your burger patties, and then I'm going to use some of it to make up meatballs for having with a pasta sauce and spaghetti next week. So that just saves me a job. It's always good to do like one recipe a week where you've got it for the next week as well. Like tomorrow I'm going to be making mac and cheese sauce, which I will be making. I always make it really thick so then it freezes really easily because it's not so big. You can freeze it into little containers, and then I add milk to it to make it thinner for the actual day. So I'm making that tomorrow, and I always make it in a big batch so that for the rest of the month on a Thursday when we have mac and cheese, then I don't have to make the sauce, which saves a lot of hassle. I'm adding in my garlic now, and then I'm also adding in my carrots, and then I'm going to go and measure out my tarragon. So the tarragon, 2 tablespoons of chopped tarragon, because it's 1 in the recipe and I'm doing double. 2 of these. 1, 2, and then a sprinkling of salt. They're still in the drawer for just now, but I do have a herb rack to put on the back door of the pantry. So once I get proper screws for that, I'll be able to get that onto there too. So that's everything in there. I just wait to get the Dijon mustard now. Add in 2 teaspoons, so it's only 1 teaspoon if you're just doing a single recipe. 1, 2. All done. Now I'm going to get my hands messy. So I'm going to clear my workspace. Ready for filling the dishwasher again once it's finished. And I've got a whole pile of scraps for the compost heap. That is my alarm for the children going off. So I've got 10 minutes to knock this out, which is no problem at all. I'm taking this out for using for the meatballs, the remainder. I'm going to clear up my space, get my eggs. Now, someone told me, I never thought of this, these look pretty clean, but if you've got farm eggs, not to tap them on the side of the dish that you're using because any dirt on the outside goes into your actual bowl. So you're best to tap it on a surface that you're not planning on eating from. And those egg shells go into the compost too. And then I'll get these whizzed up and I'll give my hands another proper wash just to make sure they're definitely clean before I start the egg. And then start to blend it all in together. I'll speed this up for you. That looked like an awful lot of carrot, but once you start mashing it in, like it's not at all. Divide it in half, because I know that 1/2 is obviously for our burgers. And then divide that into 5, because Daddy's gonna have 2. I do have a burger press. In fact, should I go and look for that just now? I might look for it. I can't find the burger press, but also I think the burger press makes them really thin and really thin and really big. And the buns that I bought, well, the ones that Grace chose, are a lot smaller. So I'm just going to make them up like this. Put them on the plate, ready for tonight. And then we'll get them cooked up later. Before the activities tonight. So tonight's activities are taekwondo for Grace and football training for Barclay. So that's what's on tonight. But luckily there's nothing straight after school, so it's nice. We get some snuggle snacks. When I say snuggle snacks, that came from when the children were really little and they just come home from nursery or playgroup, and they were really tired and they just wanted to have a snack and have a snuggle. So we call it a snuggle snack. And that's where that comes from, doing smaller ones for the children. So that's where that comes from. Just take a little bit smaller, a little bit more. So we've got time for snuggle snacks today, but I'll get the children to help me prep the tomatoes and gherkins and salad and cucumber for going in the burgers, and the burger sauce, which is just a prawn Mary Rose based sauce, which is tomato sauce at base. and we'll make that up ready for the burgers later. I'll do one more for Daddy, and then the rest can be used for the meatballs. I might actually get 2 lots of meatballs out of this. I think this might be quite good. So they're blending really easily, which is good as well. As I say, you could eke this out with, if you wanted to make this last for 4 meals, you could eke it out using breadcrumbs. That would just fill the burgers a little bit more, and you get more bang for your buck. But that is them on the plate, ready to go. That's my timer for our ginger is now ready. I'm just going to roll some of this into the bottom of here for meatballs, and then I might do 2 lots of this. I'm going to fill the bottom of this, and then I'm going to fill the fill the bottom of this and freeze it, and then I'll do another container as well, because I think I'll see how we get on. I'll start with this one anyway. Okay, that's been managed to get 4 meatballs each. I'm going to do the same again. I might not get the full amount, but I'm going to make them smaller this time so that we can get another batch out that I'll do to supplement something else. You can use an ice cream scoop to scoop your meat so you know that you've got the same amount, or using a cup that you've got that's the right size. But I don't think you want to make them exactly right, but I just go by eye. There we go, that's me got another few. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of these smaller ones in here and pop them into this one and just divide it out a little bit more evenly. 1, 2, 3, so 4, 8, 12, 4, 8, 12. There we go. In one batch, what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide some smaller ones for bigger ones, and then that way the adults can have the larger ones and the children can have the smaller ones. There we go, much more even. There. Ready for washing, get these put away, put the burgers into the fridge for chilling, with some cling film on the top. Now into the fridge for at least 30 minutes, but we'll have about an hour and a bit. Put this over to here. So this is what the ginger liquid looks like. Goes sort of brown. You don't have to, because you haven't taken off the outer coating. And then I'm just going to chop and squeeze those lemons, and then I'm going to get my sieve over here. Sieve it into this bowl and then into here. So do the lemons really quickly. I'm doing extra lemon just because I like it really juicy. So I've done an extra half lemon that I don't really need to have. Squeeze it into here and then chill it in the fridge. And then every morning I can have it with hot water. What you could do, if you like to have a drink in your bed, you could put it into a flask, put some boiling water into a flask, take your shot up with you, and then just add the boiling water in the morning. Or take up a flask with it ready made, whatever you fancy, and then you can sip it while you're in your bed. Just watch, because obviously this has got lemon in it, just watch if you're cleaning your teeth. Wait and clean your teeth after you've had it for a while, or clean your teeth before. I'm not a dentist though, so don't take my word for it, but I just know that it's probably not the best thing to have. Got squirting everywhere. I'm running out of time, 15:03, children's bell rings at 15:10. We're getting there though, we're almost there. Almost there, we're gonna make it. I always used to use this juicer the way it looks, like that, not realising that the holes are in the bottom. So you really have to have it facing the other way to get all the juice out. Oh, you can't really see this in the bottle, sorry, I'm just finished. The last one, and then all of these can go in the compost bin as well. There we go. And then let's strain this. Oh, let's strain this into here. That takes out all the ginger, and I like to just press Give it a good squeeze. Get all that liquid out. You don't want to waste any of that goodness. And that can all go in the compost bin as well. So nothing is wasted. That'll be my tomatoes next year, getting a good feed. And then, pop it into here. Okay. Hope it fits. I've got another jar if I need to. Another bottle if I need to. I think this should all fit in here. Let's just leave that for a little bit. Oh, not quite. Oops. Overestimated it. Only wasted a little bit, only a small dribble. That just serves me right for rushing because I am so late for the children. You can see a little bits of ginger in there, not very much. But that is ready for the fridge. I'm actually going to drink that other one when I come back, even though it's the afternoon. That's ready for the fridge. I'm going to pop it in to chill, and I'll have the rest of this when I come back. But I've got to run for the school run. I'm always running late. But I will see you later on when I'm cooking the burgers. I'll probably just film me cooking them because I'll do it with the children. But I will see you probably tomorrow or the next day. Bye. So I made it for the school bell. I'm going to go and enjoy this while the children and I prep the rest of the stuff for the burgers. I'm adding a little bit of honey just to make it a little bit sweeter. And then some boiling water. I'm going to have a nice, lovely drink that's a bit of a change from a cup of tea. But this is what I would have in the morning instead. So I'm entertaining the little rascal in the kitchen while the children and Steve are practicing their guitars in the lounge. I'm just doing a little bit of editing, and I am leaving here in half an hour to go and pick up my brother, who is flying up from London Gatwick, and he is staying overnight. He flies out of London Gatwick at the moment, but he is due to move posts. He's a pilot, by the way, sorry, I should have said that. So he's flying up for an overnight stay and then flying back down tomorrow. So instead of staying in the airport hotel, like he normally would, he's coming to stay here. So I'm going to go and pick him up. I'm so excited. I look forward to spending the evening with him. It'll be good. I won't get much of an evening, but I've got all morning with him tomorrow before he flies back in the afternoon. So we will go for a walk with Evie in the field and just get a good catch up, and it'll be really nice to have just time. Him and I don't think we've had time, just Ross and me, like just the two of us. Oh, I actually couldn't tell you the last time we were just the two of us, because obviously we've had family and, you know, it's, in fact, I can't even tell you how long. Yes, Evie, I know, the children are through there. She misses the children and she just wants to be with them. But no, you just have to wait. You stay here with me. Post to Edinburgh instead of London Gatwick being his airport. It'll be Edinburgh in a month's time. So this will be one of his last, in fact, it will probably be his last overnight flight to Aberdeen. So yeah, the weather is looking a bit better. It was pouring with rain earlier, so hopefully it's not too bad a landing for him. So they've landed early. I've just made it here. And their flight made good time, so they're like 15 minutes early, so I'm rushing to the terminal because I want to see him coming in with all his crew. I'm so excited. I'm such a big sister. Okay, there it is there, Gatwick, on approach. Although it does say landed in the next one. Flight landed 2054. So I'm going to go see. Go meet Captain Murray. Mum and Dad said they come in like up here somewhere rather than the usual bit. So I'll have to wait and see where they come. I'm so excited. Oh my word. Well, it's my little brother. Like, it's so, oh, I just love it. Right. He should be coming any minute. I can hear him. I can hear his voice. Here he is. Hello. Big sisters. I am still in Christmas mode. I'm sitting here eating chocolate and drinking a flask of tea. Grace is at her gymnastics, so we're back to normal, but we're still sort of living on the eat the Christmas, you know, cheeses that are still in the fridge, and a Friday night is still kind of feels like a holiday, which is wrong because it's New Year and we should be getting back to it. But January's depressing enough as it is. So I say eat all the cheese, eat all the chocolate, and enjoy January, embrace January. Anyway, I'm going to head off and I'm going to watch some Netflix or maybe some Disney Plus while I wait for Grace, and I'm just going to enjoy my Friday night. I hope you're all doing well, and I will see you in the next one. Love you lots, bye.